Is Perry Homes the #1 builder in Houston? At the end of this video, hopefully you can answer that question for yourself. We're going to go through and we're going to see all the model homes. We're going to go through the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, talk through their availability, some of their incentives, and what you can get and expect out here. And all I know is that I am lucky to live in Meridiana because this little thought experiment of who's the best can be examined pretty quickly because we have damn near all of the luxury builders here in this community. But one of the biggest players here that has some of the most lots available is Perry Homes, and we're deep diving them today. So if you had any thoughts or any questions about whether or not Perry Homes is for you, you're gonna see in this video that you have a wide variety and there's a lot to choose from. If that sounds good, stay tuned. All right, guys, we are here with Bridget in the 40s out here in Meridiana for Perry Homes, and we're just going to talk through some of the things that make them different, some of the things that they have available right now here in Meridiana, and that's about it. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, so as far as pricing, square footage, what is the range of square footage and the pricing that we can get over here in the 40s in Meridiana for Perry Homes?
Okay, so this is the 45 foot section, and the price range is anywhere from $380 to about $399. The square footage on the model that we're in right now is 1984 square feet, and it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. We do have a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom available, and we have inventory as soon as the end of this month, next month, and a few other inventory homes coming up. So get on out here when you can and take a look.
Okay, and at this, and what was the price range again from like your cheapest to your most expensive over here?
I think the cheapest we can probably get to around $350.
Okay.
And then for this square footage, we're looking at around $399.
Okay, so still under 400,000 for something that looks like this, give or take. That's pretty good.
Of course, we do have higher square footages in the different sections. You know, up to 50, 60, 70, 80 square feet. I'm sorry, 80 feet. All over the community, there's different models to tour.
Gotcha. And we're going to see a bunch of those today. As far as being in this model home, I know some of the other models over here will have 70 to 100,000 in upgrades. Can you talk about some of like what the upgrades are in here, if they're really crazy or are they kind of chilled out? Yeah. One of my things that I like about Perry is they don't typically go super crazy on the upgrades in it, so it's not like a sticker shock when you see what an inventory home looks like, for example, versus a model.
That's one of the big perks about building with Perry is we do include a lot of upgrades that other builders would charge more for, so you get more bang for your buck at the design center.
Yep.
Some of the really cool features that we have inside of this model home, one of the upgrades is the open window space and natural lighting that comes in, windows closer to the floor.
Yep.
That is an upgrade, but it's well worth it. It's really not that much of a difference on the price.
Okay.
And then higher door heights.
Okay.
And flooring.
Gotcha. So if you had to put a number on this, not to put you on too much of a spot, if you had to put a number to what is included in here, about what is added, and what do you see people typically do in a house that is this size? Is it usually like 10%? That's usually a good rule for...
I would say 10% is a good rule. With this model home right here, I would say it's about $20,000 in upgrades.
Okay.
And we can go as simple or as extravagant as you want.
Gotcha. As far as the build process goes for y'all, are they still allowed to build over here with you guys?
Yes, we do have some available lots right now in inventory. Build time can take anywhere from 90 up to 130 days. The selection process is quite simple, and we definitely have some inventory for you right now.
All right, so thanks, Bridget. That was some great info. We still have availability to build. We also are going to have some inventory going on in a new section next to the new school.
Yes.
And so if you have any questions for me, or if you have some questions for Bridget, let me know. Hit me in the comments down below. Shoot me a text or whatever you got to do to get in touch with me, and we'll make sure that I get it over to Bridget and get you an answer. Sound good?
Sure. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all have a great day.
All right, so we just stepped out of the 45s for Perry Homes, and that's a gorgeous model. That one's a little less than 2,000 square feet, but it still feels wider. It still feels good. It feels like you got all the space that you need if you need that entry-level one-story home that has nice tall ceilings, lots of natural light. That is a great fit. It looks like we're gonna have somebody in the 50s now, so we're gonna go check them out. If you are not new to the channel, that one probably looks familiar because that's the one that me and my wife almost got when I converted her to a one-story lover for about a week here, and then she eventually conned me into getting a two-story with Highland Homes, but this is the one that kind of started to change her mind. And so let's go in there, see if they're in there, and hopefully you will fall in love with it like I did when I first saw it as well, and then we'll just keep working our way up with Perry Homes today. All right, guys, we have stepped over into the 50s for Perry Homes over here. We got my guy Drew, and he is running the ship over here in the model home. And so I wanted to step in and kind of do what we did in the previous model in the 45s. I wanted to step on in and have that same kind of talk and dialogue with Drew. As far as availability, what do you guys have in the section? Or have y'all moved over into the new sections going towards the new elementary school? Kind of what availability do you have right now for Perry in the 50s?
So our new section is actually a continuation of our previous section.
Okay.
So our previous section was 58A, now we're in 58B, which is a great section.
Okay.
Because that's just a continuation, and a lot of that end right there, they end in cul-de-sacs. So it's very quiet, very like private back there. Behind that, there's nothing but a bunch of farm acreage. It's privately owned property, so it's very quiet, very safe, and very great spot to be. There's also a new section that is waterfront property. It has a nice water fountain to it as well. It's gorgeous, gorgeous property.
Gotcha. As far as availability in that continuation, is it more going towards inventory? Is there opportunities to build on some of those waterfront lots? Kind of what is the availability?
Kind of mix and mix. We have about 14 lots left in that spot that are available to build on. We do have some inventory coming. Our most popular floor plan, which is the 2545, we have about 3 of those coming soon. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a game room, which is this floor plan here. It's amazing.
Love it.
It's very popular because it's got a nice little play space that's by the kitchen and the living area for the kiddos to play. And it's got a nice ensuite over here for the in-laws to stay at with its own hallway, a private, nice area for them to stay at too. So this is a very popular floor plan. We got quite a bit of those coming. 2 of them will have a fireplace as well, so it's a nice spot too. We have some really great floor plans that are coming in between October and December, so a lot of good opportunity as well. That incentive too, we have a great incentive. I know that interest rates are dropping. I hear that it's going to be happening, but also I want to make sure that everyone remembers that if interest rates are dropping, prices are going up.
Yeah, they are.
It's on average going to be, I've heard about 6% in a price increase. So if you can strike now and get a home now at a great price with a good incentive and refinance later or still have a good rate before that rate drops, it's a really good spot to be.
Gotcha. And I know that incentives and things change over time. Kind of what are they for you right now, if you can share that at all? I'm
Absolutely.
Not sure if it's available.
So we have a 5.49 interest rate that's available, or you can do a $20,000 price reduction, or we can use some of that towards closing costs as well. So we can move that around however you'd like, whatever is more important to you and more comfortable for you, we can definitely make that work.
And as far as a build incentive, do you guys offer anything towards the design center? Is there any reduction in deposit percentages? Anything that you're offering for the build side right now?
So we have $25,000 total on a build. Now $10,000 of that is going to go towards the design center. The remaining $15,000 will go towards the price of the house. If you'd like to do the full $25,000 on the price of the house, we can do that as well. We can move that around whatever is more comfortable for you. But usually people like to put some money towards the design center to kind of give them some freedom to choose some upgrades if they'd like to do that.
Gotcha. Last question I got for you, as far as the range of size, I know Meridiana is definitely probably one of the more strict as far as a 50-foot product can only be this big. What are the size range and price range that you offer currently in your 50-foot section? So
the 50-foot section for our 1-stories, they're 1,900 square feet to 2,545 square feet. For 2 stories, they go up as high as, we have some floor plans that be a little tight, but they go up to as high as 3,200 square feet for our 50-foot lots. But that price range is going to be anywhere from $419 to about $505 to $510. That's where we stay at. But it's really a good spot. People usually want something anywhere between $1,900 and $2,500. Some want a little bit more, but let me tell you, the 50-foot lots are a very, very good spot, very good popular spot.
And I personally love these because you can really feel just like how wide these are. And we personally have a 50-foot product over here. And so the difference between how wide and just like elegant this feels with the width of that extra few feet in the lot is just hard to beat. So for those of you that have been following this channel for a while, you know I love a 50-foot product, and this is one of my favorite 1-stories in a 50-foot product for sure. As far as we talked about availability, we talked about the opportunity to build, we talked about incentives. I think that's pretty much it. The only thing we don't know now is the days that you're in case they want to stop by and say hi. What days are you in?
I'm here every day of the week except Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay.
Come by. I'm here 10 o'clock in the morning till 7 p.m. Yeah, come and see me. I'd love to earn your business, so thank you.
All right, so I'll put Drew's info in the description if you have any questions as far as incentives, availability, any deals that we can strike up. I'm sure me and Drew can make something happen, but just hit me up and let me know what you need. Thanks, Drew.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
All right, so what did y'all think about the 50-foot products for Perry Homes? Like I said, that is one of my favorite homes. That's the one that I almost got Miss Lathan to jump on board with the 1-stories. It's what led us into the other option before she calmed me back into the 2-stories. But I love that. I love the elevations that you can get. I love that floor plan. But what do you think? We have a couple more plans that we're going to go and check out. Believe we have a 60-foot model. I hope they're in there. I haven't talked to them, so we'll bust over there and see if they are available. And then we got my guy Sandeep that is offering the 70 and 80-foot products here in Meridiana. So let me know what you think. All right, so we are about to go and head into the bigger section. This is going to be a combination of the 55s and the 60-foot. In this product right here, we got Ron over here and Larry as well, and you can build these style of products in the 55s and the 60s as well. And so we're going to step up a little bit from higher from where we were from the 45s and the 50s earlier. This is going to feel a little bit wider. You'll see that corridor just feels a little bit wider. It's going to feel a little bit tall, a little bit more elegant, but you'll get what I mean when we get in there. Let me know what you think. This is close to like 2,800 square feet. Let me know what you think. Now, one of the things that I don't know if you have noticed yet, the trend is that we have been out here now for, man, hour, give or take, right? Getting this good content for y'all, and all the models have been 1 stories. If you haven't noticed that trend, Perry Homes has to be, man, look at that view, just like wall of windows on that back. Perry Homes, if you asking me for a 1-story home, Perry Homes is probably going to be at the top of that list because they have such a wide variety from 40 foot all the way on up to 80 foot. Now we're going to go around the corner and check out their biggest model that they have here as far as 40, 50, 60s. This is a 55, 60. They have so many different variations of what you could do in a 1-story plan here that is just really hard to compete with and it's hard to beat. And oftentimes when someone doesn't just want like a standard cookie cutter sort of 1-story layout and they want something that has a little bit of intrigue, something that's going to give you really tall ceilings, this wall of windows like you're getting basically on every portion. That's the bedroom over here, if you can see it. This is off your living room, and then that's on the little eating nook back there. When you want this kind of elegance and this kind of niceness, Perry Homes is going to probably be that first start for a 1-story. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't do 2 stories. They do out here. They go up to like 5,000 square foot 2 stories out here. They can get really big. And on a 1-story, I think they can go up to like 4,500 square foot on a big 1-story when we go around the corner to the next more estate style section. But if you haven't noticed the trend, if you want a 1-story, this is probably where we are going to stop. Prices on this one are kind of going to go anywhere from that like upper 4s to around 600,000 is where you will kind of cap out around here at the 55 and 60 foot inventory that they have. You can go a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, of course, but that's about what to expect. Is going to be somewhere in that like mid to upper 4s, creeping on up into close to 600,000, give or take. But loving what I'm seeing so far, giving you all the spaces that you need, giving you the bonus rooms. There's going to be layouts that are bigger, smaller, of course, but I'm loving what I'm seeing on this one for sure. And again, this one's like 2,800 square feet. So this Perry home is probably one of my favorite 1-stories under 4,000 square feet. This one just feels so big, so wide. You have the double doors on this one. You got multiple places to put a dining set. You have the media spaces. You have all the rooms that you need. And this one has the hugest back patio that I have ever seen on a 1-story home. Let's go check it out. And then we'll talk to my guy in there, Sandeep, about some of the incentives, availability, and all the things that they have for the 70 and 80 foot products out here in Meridiana. we're heading out to the biggest patio that I have ever seen on a one-story home here in Houston. Let's go and check it out right now. Wait for it, wait for it. This thing is like a football field out here. Just look how big this thing just goes on. Crazy. Now this is the only plan that you can get something that is this big. And fortunately or unfortunately, you would probably have to build this one to get it. This adds a little bit of a structural add to it, but just look at, if you want outdoor entertaining, this is gonna be extremely hard to beat. Extremely hard to beat. Love, love, love. And this can be built, like I said, in the 70 and 80 foot sections out here. You would get a little bit more of a deal if you were building it in the 70s versus the 80s. But just look at the view. Look at the scale of how big this patio is. And then you got the nice natural lighting off of your bedroom back there. But yeah, now let's go head in and talk to my guy Sandeep and see what we got for availability. And I think I'm gonna be able to get the keys to the city to go and check out some inventory homes, just to show you what the step up or down is when it comes to looking at an inventory home that's ready to go for them versus something that you customize and build out for yourself. But let's go in there and talk to my guy now. All right, so we are over in the 70-foot model, talking to my main man Sandeep over here, and he's going to give us the breakdown of availability, what makes Perry different from some of their other competitors, and some of the amazing deals that we got out here in Meridiana. Sound good?
Sounds good, Aaron. Thank you.
So as far as availability, Perry Homes is not one of those builders where you have to go all inventory. So you can build, you have availability to build. Kind of talk through that process, how long it goes for a house that would be this big, about how long can they expect for the build process and overall availability out here.
Right. So Aaron, over here in Meridiana, I do have 6 products here, which is 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, and 80.
Crazy.
Which on all of those products, I do have plenty of lots and plenty of inventories as well, right? Now, this model home where you are or where I'm selling from, it's a 60, 70, and 80 foot section.
Crazy.
Which bigger houses, my smallest house starts will be on a 2,500 square footage. The biggest house will be a 5,000 square footage house, right? Yep. I do have quite a few inventories on my 80. Now, it's unbelievable. Perry has never done this. I do have it on the 80-foot gated section. I do have a 3,500 square footage house for $689.
That's crazy.
It was originally listed for $789, so that's almost $100,000 off right now.
Crazy.
Since we are approaching the end of the year, we tend to get rid of our inventories, right? Then only we can build more inventories.
Yep.
But if buyers are choosing to build where they have to pick all the bells and whistles of the house, I got plenty of lots available. Now, our build time, you're looking at on a bigger product, 60, 70, and 80 product, you're looking at 7 to 8 months. Now, building, as you know, a lot of factors comes in, the rain, weather, permit,
utilities.
Right,
yeah.
All that plays a huge factor.
Yep.
But we tend to keep an average of 7 to 8 months build time.
Okay. As far as the process of getting started with y'all, if they wanted to build, let's say they come and they want to build this process, what kind of money are they needing up front? How much is it for your earnest money? About what can they expect from a design standpoint, from structure and cosmetic, to get it to look like something like this? Kind of talk through that with what you're usually seeing with your clients out here.
Right. So with Perry Homes, we are like any other builders, they have preferred lenders. We do have a preferred lender too, which is called Crestmark Mortgage. If buyers get a pre-qualification, first and foremost with any builders, it's that. First and foremost, a pre-qualification.
They're going to want you to do it.
Right. So as we get the pre-qualification from the builders, in the sense of Perry Homes lenders, at the time of the contract on a 60-foot product, earnest money is $5,000.
Okay.
Right. If you're going
just
to
5?
Just 5.
Woo. Okay.
Right. So
that's good. That's good compared. That's good compared to some of the other ones out here. That's good.
Right. Now, if you're going to a 70 and 80 foot product,
okay.
Obviously 70 and 80 foot products are much bigger houses.
Yes.
Right. With Perry Homes preferred lender pre-qualification, it is a $10,000 earnest money.
That's still crazy low.
Right. Now,
okay, that's crazy low. So, in perspective, for similar houses with other builders, that could typically be $20,000 or $30,000 for an earnest money deposit.
Right.
So that's crazy. Keep that in mind. Okay.
Right. Now, once we get that, the process starts where they tell us, Sandeep, I want this floor plan on this lot. I attach the buyer on their desired floor plan on the lot, and the process starts. Now, of course, like we said earlier, permitting, all that takes a while. Now, today is what, September 23rd, right? So I don't think I'll pour a foundation. Let's say we go under contract today, right? It takes at least 20 to 30 days by finishing the design center. Now, when buyers go to the design center, it is a 50% deposit.
Yep.
Now, I get this everyday basis. Whoever walks in through this model home gets how many upgrades on this house.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you a simple math, right? This house, it's a 3,600 square footage house with a 740 square footage patio. Now, you guys can look at Aaron's video. It's called the 3578 floor plan, right? This house on a 70-foot, my base starts at 662, right? I do have buyers. Obviously, it's a model home. This is my highest selling floor plan.
Yep.
From 662, if they want to duplicate this model home, they're looking at 730, 740. Now, a lot of buyers does not duplicate just like how the model home is. If buyers are still builders, you're looking at 710, 720. Because with Prairie Homes, if when you go to the design center, a lot of my touches are standard, right? Especially on my 70 and 80, countertop starts at level 1 instead of base. We don't even show my buyer's base. We just start from level, which is standard. Tile throughout your open space is standard now, right? Our regular size patio, it is attached on the base price, right? Appliances are included, which is a 5-burner cooktop, oven, microwave, dishwasher, all that are included on the base price. Now, I tell all my buyers, majority of my buyers spends money on flooring and the countertops. Now, this kitchen, when you guys go back and look at the 3578, this kitchen, on my model, it's a level 4 countertop. This level 4 countertop at my design center, which includes the countertop, the island, the coffee bar, everything, it's less than $4,000.
That's crazy.
Right? Now, when buyers go to the design center, whatever upgrades they do at the design center, it is a 50% deposit. The rest 50 will go towards the contract. Now, once they finish the design center, then we get everything back. We send it to the corporate office. They do the nice drawing. We send it to permitting. When permitting come back, our project manager will call the buyers, where the buyers will come to my model home, sit with the project manager and construction managers, go every single page on the blueprint where the buyers, what the buyers choose at the design center, where it's, for example, where the 4-plug goes, or where the outlet goes, where they want the gas line on the patio, on the left, right, or one of the beams. Like, we did not tell our buyers, you choose this is where we're going to put it. We did not do that. We give our buyers the option where you want to put your items on, because it's your house, right? We are here to make our buyers happy so they can leave happily. Don't worry about what's happening outside.
Gotcha. Second to last question. How long will y'all be here building in the 60, 70, 80 foot products that you're currently representing right now?
Good question. So Meridiana been here 7 years. So we've been here since the start. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have a little less than 6,000 residents living in Meridiana now. We might be here for another 6 to 7 years. It all depends on how fast we sell. But the developer's plan is to another 6 to 7 years. So by the time we finish building here, you might be looking at maybe 10 to 11,000 houses. That's it. Now, when I say this to a lot of buyers, they're like, oh, it's a very small community. Actually, it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
All 3 schools in the community, which includes 2 elementary schools, a middle school, and a high school. We do have a nice water park, which is called Adventure Cove. Now, water park is not a typical water park. It has wave pool, lazy river, a gym at the water park. The HOA office is at the water park. Buyers in Meridiana can rent out the water park for any functions. Now, why I emphasize this is there is water park throughout Houston. I can proudly say Meridiana is the only community that has a water park which has a lazy river and wave pool in the community.
Correct.
Every other place, it's outside the community. So to your question is, we might be here for another 6 to 7 years. It is expanding rapidly. in Meridiana.
Yeah.
Now 60, 70, and 80 foot section, I would have said this is my last 80 foot section.
Okay.
I do have only 5 more lots remaining, and few inventories, 3 inventories remaining, few inventories under construction.
Yep.
After that, we are not opening up any more 80 foot section, and also my 80 foot sections are gated as well. But we will have more 60 and 70s. As we sell, we'll open up more.
Gotcha. And second to last question, I know I said that on the last one, but can you get me into some inventories? I think you gave me the keys to the city. Is that cool if I go check those out?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I do have 3 inventories on my 80 foot section, which I can tell you, bring me an offer. From whatever the price is, I tell all my buyers, and Aaron knows this, whenever he has a client, he always bring it to me. I always tell them, do not worry about the price. Go touch and feel the house first. Let me worry about the price. Or give me an offer. I will take it. I mean, I'll go to any extent to make you happy, make my realtors happy as well.
Gotcha. And then last thing, final question. What days are you here, just in case anybody sees this and wants to stop by and check you out? What days are you here in the office?
Yes, sir. So I'm here from Friday through Tuesday. My off days are Wednesday and Thursdays. A lot of people do not know this, but as realtors and salespeople that sell houses, we do not have off days, right? Everybody off days might vary, but if anybody need any assistance on a Wednesday and Thursday, I live close by, just 20 minutes away from here. I just need a 30 minutes notice and I will be here.
Sounds good. All right, y'all ready to go check out some inventory? Thank you again, my man.
Thank you,
Appreciate
sir.
it as
Yes,
always. Sir. And let's go and get some of these, take a look at some of these 80-foot inventories that he has right now.
Sounds good.
Thanks,
Sounds
man.
good. Thank you, Aaron.
And so before we step into this absolutely gorgeous, look how wide this home is. This gorgeous 80-foot inventory home for Perry Homes. Things gonna look like. So before we step into this gorgeous home, and I'm just gonna pan and let you see how crazy beautiful this home looks from a elevation standpoint. That'll probably be the thumbnail right there. It looks absolutely crazy from the outside, but what's even crazier is that you've been watching this video for almost 20, 30 minutes now, and you still haven't called, texted, hit the comment section and said, hey, Aaron, when I'm ready to move out there and buy my Perry home in Meridiana or anywhere else, that you're gonna be my guy, you're gonna be my go-to, and that's breaking my heart right now. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to do that. Come on, I'll wait. Still haven't done it? Come on, I'll give you a couple more seconds. But in all seriousness, I want to be that go-to. I want to be that resource for you, whether it's Perry Home here or Perry Home anywhere else. I've worked with them all over the Houston Metro, and I know that I can do a great job of representing you and getting you the best deal possible. Tons of times, people go out into a community and they've already recognized me. I've already worked with those people, and I'm able to get them a little bit of a better price than they would going on their own. But in order for me to do that, you have to hit me up, or you have to do like a couple of my other clients have done most recently, put my info down and then have that sales agent give me a call, give me a text. And when it's time to represent you and when the money's on the line and when it really matters to make sure that you have the best deal possible, I can jump in at that point and be your go-to. But without further ado, let's hop back into the video. Man, Sandeep gave me the keys to the city. All right, so this is an inventory home. It's gonna be somewhere around 3,400 square feet. And I actually love seeing houses like this because it just drives home the point that you don't have to put a ton of money into any of these homes to make them look really great. Really nice. So just looking through here right now, I'm not seeing anything but standard carpet. I'm seeing pretty standard tiles in here. I'm seeing a little bit of an upgrade, but mostly standard finishes as far as countertops and flooring and all that stuff in here. So This is a big house, and of course, you know, the bigger the house, the more it's gonna cost to do these things. But the little touches, like this is gonna be a little bit of an upgraded door. You know, this is gonna be pretty standard tile, but it's a lot of it, but it's not gonna break the bank, just because a lot of the features that you're gonna get in a Perry home is one of the reasons why I love a Perry home, is because it's gonna be pretty standard. But I just saw this view open up. There's no lights on in here, and just the natural light in here is just a dream. So let me shut up. Let me back up a little bit, and let me let y'all enjoy this house real quick. Yeah, so we've seen 2 rooms, 1 in-law suite, and an office off of this front. And then just the openness of this, just the openness of this space is just gorgeous. For all my fireplace lovers, this one has a fireplace in it. This is gonna be like your media room or your game room, however you wanna use it. Pretty big, super nice. But yeah, let's get into this. This is really nice living room. A little bit of an upgraded countertop on this one, nothing too crazy. Extra storage on this one, actual functional island. Hardware pulls throughout, 2-tone cabinetry. Decorative hood. And then just a natural light in here. To have no lights on and it to be lit up how it is in here is just, on an overcast day, to me is just, I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's go check out some of these other spaces back here. I don't think I've ever seen this plan before. So this is gonna be your laundry room. A really nice size, a lot of room for storage. You can put some extra shelves in here. This is gonna be a little bit more storage / pantry. And you got your little mud room off of your full 3-car garage, which a lot of my people from out of state love. But yeah, man, just panning around here one last time before we go into the primary. This is just absolutely gorgeous. Now, I don't think that this patio has been oversized, and look how big this patio is. Again, the 1-story layouts that Perry just do are just really, really nice. I'm a super huge fan of the 1-stories that Perry put out, especially the wider they go, the crazier they get for Perry homes. Okay, walking up into the primary, I'm seeing something I'm gonna like. Think y'all are gonna like it too. Ceiling details. Beautiful. Again, not just cookie cutter. If you want something that's a little bit unique, this is a detail that like a Newmark Homes would do in their living room area, in their family room, and you're getting this in your bedroom. Crazy. Really nice size. Peekaboo shower. All my people with the big houses, they love those. Standalone tub. Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just looking at this one compared to the model is a little bit bigger and I know that there's some extra things like the oversized extended patio on that model, but just looking finish for finish in this home compared to the model, one of the reasons why I really like Perry Homes is because they don't oversell you. I know some of my favorite builders in the Houston metro, when we're talking about like a Highland Homes, or we're talking about like a Newmark, or we're getting into some of these like Westons and some of these other Toll Brothers, some of these other builders that play in the luxury space and price point, you'll go into their model home and they'll have, you know, 10 to 20% of the sales price of that home in upgrades. And so it's not really accessible to the average person that just wants to come in and just get a home that just fits for them without feeling like they have to do a lot of renovations. And to be at a price point like this, that's important. All right, any price point, it's important to see something that is similar to the model so you don't feel like you're getting duped. And I feel like Perry Homes is probably one of the best people in the metro to not make you feel like you're getting duped. Now, there's gonna be some things in there where there are some builders that will lean a little bit more modern. This is gonna lean a little bit more traditional suburban for most things, but some of these touches you just don't get with a lot of builders without a lot of heavy cost incurred, and a lot of these aren't structural upgrades. They just are the layout for Perry Homes, which is a plus for me. But what do you think? Loving this one. Loving this one. If you want more details on this one, if this one is active on the MLS, I'll put a link to it just so you can see this actual house. If not, shoot me with a text and I can make sure that I can get you in touch with Sandeep and we can get you the details on this one. But this one is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And another thing that I didn't touch on, and I'm surprised that none of my, some of my favorite salespeople out here didn't mention, is the warranty process. I have a bunch of clients that have at this point bought a Perry home, are actively living in a Perry home, and there's no such thing as a perfect home. It's one of the last man-made things that we have here in the metro. But Perry is kind of the standard for what you can expect in their in-house team managing the warranty. They're not going to sub that out to another company. They're typically going to give you an extra year compared to what most people do in the metro. And so I've had some people living in Perry Homes, like I said, have issues come up that were, in my estimation and my experience, outside of warranty. Have a conversation with their project manager and their warranty rep, and Perry Homes has helped them out, because at the end of the day, they want that customer service reputation that they have in the Houston metro of being the go-to like Texas builder. They want that to continue, and if it's something that they can fix fairly easily, they've tended to go above and beyond the call of duty of what is necessary for that actual warranty, just to make sure that my clients are in fact happy with their home. And you can't really say that for everybody. But Perry Homes is one of those people where if you call out to them and they can help you, they're gonna do their best to try to help you, because again, there's no better word than word of mouth of somebody saying, Perry Homes helped me, and I know that they'll help you, as a way to get someone in the door, and they understand that. And so they do everything they can, like I said, to keep you as happy as possible in a Perry home. Doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect, but they're going to strive to give you a really great home and help you out way after the home has closed. So what do you think about that gorgeous, I believe it's the 3334 plan. That was a gorgeous plan. I'm loving the elevation on this one. We have seen some of my friends here today. We've visited the 45s, the 50s, the 55s, which can sell on the 60s. We went to the 70s that can sell on the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. They have a ton of variety that you can have out here. 1-story, 2-story. They're gonna be here for the next foreseeable future here in Meridiana. But if Meridiana is not the spot for you, there's a good chance that we can find a place where Perry Homes is building in a luxury community around Houston that fits exactly what you need. But out here, these are going to be some of the best prices around compared to, for example, like a Sienna or compared to like a Bridgeland. You're typically going to be 50 to 100,000 cheaper in Meridiana for the same layouts that you would get in those two places. So definitely some food for thought, something to keep in mind. But when you have the reputation of being a luxury builder of Texas, you got a wide variety of floor plans, both 1-story and 2-story, and you really have a knack for being the go-to warranty luxury builder in Houston. It is no secret why many people consider Perry Homes as the most #1 luxury builder in Houston. But what do you think?